Hi all, welcome back to another video on ArgoCD. So in this video, we'll see how to create a CICD pipeline with GitHub Action and deploy that application on Kubernetes using ArgoCD tool. So let us see what are the prerequisites. So we must have a Kubernetes cluster up and running, kubectl command tool, ArgoCD is to be installed, and these are the command to install ArgoCD if it is not installed on your system. And we should also install ArgoCD image updater so that it will automatically detect the image. If any image changed or pushed to the Docker Hub, it will automatically detect those changes and applies to the manifest files to deploy it to the Kubernetes cluster. So let us look at the architecture diagram. So this is the architecture diagram we are deploying, like we are using this architecture diagram to deploy the application on Kubernetes cluster. So the developer commits the changes to the GitHub, and GitHub action will trigger the pipeline, the workflow, and it will push the Docker image to the Docker Hub. And once it is pushed to the Docker Hub, the ArgoCD image updater will scan that Docker Hub. And if it sees any change in the tag, image tag, then it updates the manifest file and in the GitHub repository, and it will send it to ArgoCD server, and it will deploy the application with the updated image tag on the Kubernetes cluster. So let us look at the demo. Let us go to the VS Code. So we're deploying simple Flask, Python Flask application, which will display the OS information, the architecture, and number of CPUs. So this is the simple Python application. This is the Docker file for that. Okay. Then we have a folder which contains all the deployment files like deployment, then customization, namespace, and service. Okay, look. So this is the deployment file which has the container with the name, the Docker image, and on which container port it should run. We have this file. Then we have namespace, in which namespace we have to deploy this application and the service. So the application is available or accessible at 32.0.0.2. So we will access it to Node-RED. And we have a customization file. So using this customization, we deploy the manifest files. Now, so we have here environment folder. So we have customization here and a customization.yaml file, which has the namespace, defined namespace, replicas, the image, and the resources. Okay. Then we have here application.yaml file, which is used by the ArgoCD server. So using this file, we are going to deploy the application on the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so it has some like API version, then kind, the metadata. So kind should be application, and the annotation is important here. Like we need to specify the image list, that is the repo name and the repository name, that is the username and the repository name, and the semantic version of image tag is v1.01. Like any version like 0.0, 0.1.0, 0.1.1.1, so that can be pushed to the Docker Hub, and the ArgoCD image updater will take those changes and it will update the manifest files and deploy the application on the Kubernetes cluster. And this is what we have. So if any changes are detected by the ArgoCD image updater, it will scan those image tags, and it will write back, or it will update the changes into the GitHub repository. Okay. Then we have the repo URL here, the repo URL, and which branch we are using for this deployment. Like I'm using this example main. So we have the path. So where exactly the application is present in my repository. So it is in this folder, environment/my app. Okay, and the destination server URL. Okay, then we have some other options for this ArgoCD application. Okay, so first what we will do, first we will build the image, Docker image, and we will push it to the Docker. Okay, so we will do that here. So we will go with tag 0.01. Okay, push the changes. Update. So it will trigger this whenever you push change to the main branch. It will trigger the web action workflow. So you can see now. You can see this. So it is building the image. Like it will log. At first, it will log into the Docker Hub, and it will build. Then it will push to the Docker Hub. Okay, so that is what we have in the workflow. So in the workflow, we have defined the steps. Okay, in the job one, that is the build job. So we have defined the steps like it should first log into the Docker Hub, then it should build the image, and it should push the image to the Docker Hub. So I think it's done. Let's see. Still it is building. The image. Okay. So this workflow is completed. So the image is pushed to the Docker Hub. Okay. Then, so once it is pushed, then we will deploy this application.yaml file. Okay. So we need to apply these changes. Like we need to deploy this application using ArgoCD, using kubectl command, that is apply name application name. Okay, the application is created. So go to the ArgoCD server. So this is the ArgoCD server. So you can see my app, it is created. Okay, so this application is deployed. So the service, so we have defined it to run on 32.0.0.1 as a 0.0.2. Okay, and this is the deployment. So it is using this image tag. Okay, that is what we have defined in the workflow, and the pod is running. Okay, so we can access that application. Okay, so go to this, and again application. You can see the this is the application running, that is the operating system, number of CPUs, and the architecture. Then next, what we will do, we will update the app and update the image tag so that the ArgoCD image updater will automatically detect that change in the image tag and deploy that change to the Kubernetes cluster. So what we'll do in here in the application, we will just change it to operating system. Okay, and the remaining things will keep as it is, and we'll change the tag in the workflow, that is 0.1.1. Save it and push these changes to the main branch, update app and image tag. Yeah. Okay. So we can see the workflow with this change. Yeah, so it is running. This workflow is running now. So the image is pushing with the new image tag. It's built, and also you can see it has detected the change. The ArgoCD image updater will detect the change in the image, and we can see that in the ArgoCD server. Okay, let's refresh. Yeah, you can see the second image. The second image tag will be 0.1.1. Okay, so the previous pod will be terminated and the next pod will be created with the new image tag. Okay, if you see this pod with the new image tag, you can see this image tag there. Okay, and we can see the application. So we have made the change here. Okay, so we have defined operating system. So we have operating system here. Okay, so we will do one more change here. So we'll see the next change. Latest OS release, and this will make it number of CPUs. Save this change. Then also before pushing, we will pull the changes from the GitHub repository. Okay, then we'll update the image tag to 0.1.2. Save it and push the change. For that, I should delete this. Keep it. Okay, updated and image tag. Push it. I think we have done with the same tag. Yeah, posted with the 0.1.2. Okay. Sorry, my bad. So we'll see the, yeah, so it is building the image tag, updating, that is this workflow is triggered. Yeah, it will be pushed to the Docker Hub. So we'll wait till it deploys the application. Yeah, it is done. Then we'll go to the ArgoCD application. Yeah. So now this pod will be terminated with the new image tag. You can see now it is right now it is at 0.1.1. Now it will be changed to 0.1.2. Okay. So you can see here it will take a couple of minutes, or we'll just refresh this application. So you can see those ArgoCD image updater will detect that image tag change. So it will be now deployed with application with the image tag 0.1.2. Okay, so the previous pod will be terminated, okay, with the image tag 0.1.1, and new pod is created with tag 0.1.2. Okay, so we can see the application. So what we have here now, see, you see latest OS release. So that is what we have defined in the application. Okay, so this is how we can deploy the application using GitHub Actions and ArgoCD. So thank you, everyone. So if you want to delete the application, you can just delete using this command: kubectl delete -f and the application name. Okay, so it will destroy this application from the ArgoCD server. You can see it is deleted. Okay, so that's it. This is how we can deploy the application to Kubernetes cluster using GitHub Actions and ArgoCD tool. Thank you, everyone.